Okay, so here we go. Here we go.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, Fresh, what's up, dude?
Chilling, man, chilling.
Oh man, been working on this all day, haven't we?
I know, man. I know, for real.
Right? All right, so I got the infamous or famous Fresh out the pack here. We're just gonna do a few questions and jump in, man. Sound good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's get it.
All right, cool. So how long you been doing the hobby? How long you been into it?
All right. Well, man, when I was a little kid, we used to go to like the yard sales and stuff because I lived out in the country, out in Virginia.
Okay.
So I don't ever really remember going to a hobby store as a kid per se. I
Okay.
remember buying things from like yard sales and Salvation Army stuff like that, like shoe boxes full of cards.
Right.
So probably when I was a kid, and then as I got older as a kid, I kind of stopped messing around with cards. They got tucked under the bed or up in the
Sure.
closet or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of all went away when I got a car and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
then I got
yeah.
back into it. I got back into it in around 2018.
Wow. Okay, so it was like a good amount of time between.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like for sure. I think a lot of people kind of got back into it. I think it's because
Yeah.
you're sitting around the house or something and you're bored. You're scrolling Marketplace. What got me back into it actually was I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace one day,
Mm.
like I always do, because I'm addicted to that thing.
Right.
And I saw a box of Don Russ baseball cards, the same ones that I used to have when I was a kid, and
Okay.
it was cheap. Like this was before the whole card outbreak and everybody was buying
Yeah,
cards,
yeah,
so it
yeah.
was cheap. So I went and picked them
Right.
up, and I was going through, and I was like, oh, Nolan Ryan,
Yeah.
Sammy Sosa, and it was just, it was
Sure.
great just reliving it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay, so your first kind of big card.
first big card was I think it was a Luca Optic rookie card that I won in a Raz. And
Wow.
this was
Nice.
before I knew what like eBay comps were and all that.
Right.
Like, and I sold it for like $50.
Wow. Of course. Oh no. Yeah. So it was it a raw one or was it graded?
It was raw. It was raw. I wish I knew who I got it from in the Raz. It was a one spot snipe, and
Wow.
yeah,
Man.
and it got mailed. And it was cheap too. It was probably like a $10 or $5 spot, seven
Yeah.
dollars, something like that. I don't really go too expensive on Razes when I join them,
Okay.
so it's probably a cheap Raz that I joined. One spot
Right.
snipe, and it got mailed to me, and I didn't really know about it, what it was at the time, and
Right.
I sold it for $50, bro. And
Wow.
then and then my Kobe Bryant rookie card that I picked up a couple months ago, and I sold it to JK Sports Cards for made a couple $100. I was honest with him about how much I paid for it, and
Right.
we agreed on a good price, given that the card was actually worth a lot more than what I paid for it. So we agreed
Right.
on a price, and he was happy, I was happy. It's in good hands now.
Oh wow. All right, so they're all gone.
They're all and my LeBron James rookie card.
Oh no.
JK Sports Card has that one as well. So
Okay.
sold it to
Solid,
him
dude.
as well.
Okay, well, so how long have you been on Instagram? How long you been doing the card thing, or just Instagram in general?
So before Fresh Out the Pack, the card shop online, I used to run an Instagram account for a truck club
Okay.
when I lived in Alaska back in like 2013. So
Huh.
I was pretty familiar with how Instagram ran and algorithms and hashtags and stories.
Right.
I understand how all that stuff works because I used to do it.
Okay.
But I didn't do it. It wasn't an Instagram about myself and my
Right.
hobby and what I like to do. It was more geared towards a group of people. So
Right.
it was never me on the other end of the camera,
Right.
to the world. It was the truck club to the world.
Right.
So probably been on Instagram as far as like kind of like this since like 2013, and then
Okay.
a big influence I had. His name is Big Stu on Instagram. I met him in Alaska.
Okay.
Big Stu. He's also goes by Excalibur. He runs
Okay.
a huge. He had like a huge truck page that he started from the ground up, and he actually works in Las Vegas now with Drake Muscle Cars.
Oh
Drake
wow.
Muscle, that's what it's called.
Okay.
So I learned a lot from his page and doing all that, and just a lot of Googling and stuff like that. But
Right.
I'd say probably since like 2013, I've been on Instagram. And then this page, Fresh Out the Pack page, since 2019, maybe.
Wow. See, I didn't find you till 2020 probably. Man.
I know, man.
Man, right? And it should be noted that, that we have almost crossed paths several times on the Instagram.
We have, for sure.
I'm so glad it was finally time that we got to do this,
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
So on the Instagram, I was wondering, do you find yourself like editing posts or comments like before you type them?
Sometimes I do. What I do is I proofread everything before I post it. I proofread things.
Okay.
Especially if I'm gonna I don't like to say the word calling somebody out, because I feel like these people are calling themselves out when they post all this dumb stuff.
Right.
So I don't want to say that I'm calling people out. I'm just bringing awareness to the subject at hand.
Right.
So yeah, I kind of watch what I post, and sometimes after I post it, I'll go back and reread it. And
Right.
just be like, I need to add a comma here, or change this word, or this sounds a little more insulting, or a little more lenient than I want it to be, because I don't want to my goal here on this page isn't to put anybody down. I'm not that kind of person.
Right.
And that was never my intent for this Instagram page. So I don't want anybody to think I'm just being an asshole to be an asshole.
Right.
Most of the times I'll DM these people and we'll talk, and then we'll hash it out behind the scenes, because that's what we do. And then you got the ones that don't want to talk and they just want to block you and get on with their life.
Well, that sort of gets to the heart of this thing is what kind of prompted the sort of calling out people, and was it just sort of like a compilation of seeing things? Was it?
Dude, so I cannot pinpoint the day, the time, or what happened in order for all that to happen.
Right.
It must have been a post that I saw of people, a whole bunch of stuff in a cart, and I must have said something on that post, and then from there, I get probably like 20 to 30 DMs a day.
Wow.
Of different people scamming somebody, or ripping people off, or flipping retail.
Right.
And that, again, was never the intent of this page. I didn't go like, I'm going to create an Instagram page to call people out. That's not what it was about.
Right. Well,
but now it gets to the point where when people send me these screenshots and these DMs, it's like, all right, well, now I have the information. What do I do with it?
Right.
I don't want to just leave it on my lap and just let it go. I got to figure it out. That's just who I am as a person, and just kind of work out the problems. Right.
So, okay, so that brings me to my next question, and I know we already talked a little bit, but so in that gap where you weren't collecting cards, I always assume that it's like you're drinking, you're in college, you're doing drugs, you're being an idiot, like kind of that phase. What? I don't think you were doing that stuff, man. Were you? You were somewhere else.
I was in the military. I was in the Army for 11 years.
Wow.
I joined. I dropped out of high school. I joined the Army when I was about 19 years old.
Wow.
And I actually just recently got out of the military.
Wow.
July 27th of 2020.
Wow.
Not even a year ago. Not even a year ago, I got out of the military. I did 11 years.
Wow.
I've been to about 4 or 5 different duty stations in the U.S. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Kuwait.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's probably why I wasn't card collecting at the time,
Yeah, I think it should be noted that, like where you were being, improving yourself, I was getting drunk and being an idiot and just not buying cards and wasting my money on other stuff.
Well, I mean, I drank a little bit here and there.
Sure.
You gotta do what you gotta do. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, I'm just going to bounce the questions around a little bit here. So did you ever think so many people would just know you as Fresh?
No. When I came up with this username, man, the reason I came up with Fresh Out the Pack is because I was ripping open a pack of cards.
Right.
And I was like, I have a buddy, he's on here, his name is Bad Boy Boots. He
Okay.
always used to say, like, man, that's fresh. Everything, whatever it was, he was just, that's so fresh.
Right.
So I'd be ripping cards out of these packs, and I'm like, man, that's fresh out of the pack,
Right, yeah.
Flipping through, and I'm like, oh, this one's fresh out of the pack too. And that's how the Instagram name came to be. But I never thought that I would have 6,000 some people calling me Fresh.
Right.
But at the same time, there's not that many people that know my name. It's just Fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so funny. It's like a character, only it's really you. You know, I think that's so funny.
Yeah, and then whenever I mail out cards, I'll put a thank you, thank you, and then I'll put Fresh.
Right, like at Fresh. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'll go on, like, you'll see me post something, and at the bottom I'll put Fresh, or I'll comment on somebody's post and be like, I agree, Fresh has spoken. Always talking about myself in third person. I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, it's almost like the character is taking a life of its own. And
Yeah.
I asked that question to follow up with. So, because this will probably never happen to most of us. How does it feel that people are making memes with your name and the graphics, and that there are?
I'm actually the one making those.
Oh no! All right.
That's all me. I'm actually making those memes. I mean, unless there's other people making memes that I'm not making. Shout out to all y'all putting my name in it. But
yeah, I think it's getting. Yeah, I think it's getting copy pasted.
I make a lot of memes and I put my name in it. Only because when you share it, it's a good marketing strategy for those other people that want to know. Like,
yeah.
When somebody shares a meme, they can just claim it as their own if there's no name or nothing in the background. So if you put your username in that meme somewhere in the background that can't be cropped out,
yeah.
Well, now wherever your meme is shared to, your username goes. So
right.
That meme or whatever gets shared to Twitter or YouTube or Facebook. Now your username is going over there. Yeah, like a watermark.
Okay.
Kind of like a watermark.
Wow, see that? You're throwing trade secrets out too tonight.
So you don't want to put it too far down, because if you put your username too close down to the bottom, they can just crop it out and keep your idea or your words. But I mean, you also have people that can just be like, well, screw that, I'm gonna go just create the same meme.
Right, and then just
so just I'm the one that always puts those in there and stuff. I find it hilarious.
Yeah, no, man, I love it. I think it's hilarious. Good for you. Okay, so we'll try to keep things a little more to the heart now. So why do giveaways? Why send out care packages at all, Fresh? I mean,
all right. So I didn't get my first, like I said, I didn't get back into this until about 2018.
Right.
And man, I didn't know what a slab was. I didn't know what top loaders were, penny sleeves. I was so far behind. When I was doing this stuff back in the 90s, they were just in shoe boxes.
Right. Right.
Even like my nicest card was just laying in a shoebox. Or laying on top of my dresser.
And like a yellow top loader.
Right, yeah. I have some old school red top loaders too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And so
for sure.
I bought my first slab, I think I bought was a BCCG Mike Trout, like 2018 or something Mike Trout. And I bought it off eBay for like $10. And I tried to sell it. Nobody wanted to buy it.
Right.
I tried to razz it. Nobody wanted to razz it.
Right.
And I didn't know why, because I didn't know why. But at the time, I also didn't know about PSA and Beckett and GMA.
Right.
And SGC and all these other companies. So I didn't know that BCCG was like the redheaded stepchild of Beckett.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it away. So I was at an airport. I don't know what airport I was at, man, but I was at an airport and I saw this kid wearing like a baseball jersey.
Right.
I was like, man, you like baseball? And he's like, yeah, I love baseball. And I was like, you know who Mike Trout is? And he's like, yeah, I do. And I was like, well, I got something for you. And his dad was standing there, and I gave this kid like this Mike Trout slab. And to him, like, he didn't care that it wasn't a PSA or that it wasn't an autograph or that it wasn't numbered or that it wasn't a rookie. Like, he didn't care about any of that. He was just to him, that might have been his first ever slab or his first ever card, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that there's so many people out there in the community, in the hobby, that don't have slabs.
Right.
So that's why I do all this. And I do all these giveaways.
Right. And I gotta say, I think I got a giveaway through you somehow.
I did, yeah. I sent you a Joel. I think it was a Joel Embiid.
It was a Joel Embiid. Wow, a great memory too. Sheesh, man.
Yeah, I sent it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think Jack the Ripper is the one that donated it, and then I sent it to you.
Yeah, I got it from both of you. Then it started the whole thing of that.
Yep.
So okay, so you've got. I understand that you've got a free slab giveaway for kids.
I do, man. I have like 115 kids on this giveaway right now.
Wow.
The way that's going to work is, well, it's gonna kind of be like it's gonna kind of be like a Raz where everybody's gonna win. Well, let's say we have 25 slabs, 25 kids will be entered. Right now we have 23 slabs, so 23 kids will be entered. But we still have cards on the way. So however many slabs we get will be however many kids we get.
Wow.
Everything's going to be covered, shipping's covered, and everything with tracking. And
nice.
It'll be top 25, top 30 kids, you know.
Right.
And then once that list gets randomized, you know, the one spot will get the envelope number 1, and 2 will get number 2, and so on and so forth. So it'll be a surprise to even me what's in what, because I'm not going to number the envelopes until I already put the things in there.
Right.
We'll open them up on live. So it's going to be an awesome time, man.
So
I'm stoked.
So is it like 15 and under? Like what kids qualify for it?
I did 15 and under. 15 and under. I have a lot of I also have a lot of parents saying, "Can I enter my kid, or can I enter my nephew?" Or
sure.
I also have kids asking if they can enter their cousin. So I mean, hopefully, I don't have anybody pretending to be a kid and trying just to get a slab, because that'll just kind of ruin everything that we're doing here.
Right.
It also was never supposed to get as big as it has got. It was just supposed to be like maybe a couple slabs, maybe 5 at most.
Right.
And you know, one turned to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 10, and now we're sitting at like 23 with more on the way.
And I think you're at a point now where it's like maybe we gotta like call it.
Yes, if y'all are watching this video, I can't accept any more slabs. Every time somebody sends another slab, I have to postpone the kids giveaway for another week. So I do appreciate everybody reaching out to me, showing support, and wanting to donate, but I can't accept any more, because I've already pushed it so far. I've got cards coming from Hawaii, from just everywhere in the States, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And you've got like kids donating to these kids as well.
I have kids donating to the kids giveaway. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Dude, that's so amazing, man. That's freaking awesome.
At the end, whenever we're done, man, I got the box over here in my room.
We can absolutely go over some of the stuff for sure. It'd be my honor, man. Absolutely. Okay, well let's talk about the sort of the breaks and the Razes and the shopping carts full of cards and sort of this battle. Are you worried about? Have you gotten threats? Have you gotten people that have maybe been negative, really negative towards you?
Verbal, physical threats, like wanting to hurt me, no. But I did have somebody create a fake Instagram account last week, and they messaged me, and pretty much just I woke up to just like a confrontational threatening message. Not threatening, but just a confrontational message from somebody at some random account. So, you know, first thing I do when I get a message like that is I try to call the person.
Right.
You know, so I called the person. The guy answered, but he was wearing a mask, so all you could see was just this.
Just the eyes, right?
Know, just his eyes, glasses. So I'm like, pull your mask down, you know, and he's like, I don't have to do that. I'm a free country, you know, and called me some vulgar names and stuff like that. I don't know who all is going to see the video, so I don't want to swear too much, but called me some inappropriate names and things. Sure. But what really, like, I was in the military for 11 years. You know, inappropriate name calling ain't going to hurt my feelings. You threatening me ain't going to hurt my feelings.
Right.
But when you tell somebody that was in the military for 11 years, that went to war or went to Iraq or whatever it is, that they're doing a stolen valor, that's a huge negative thing to say. And if you don't know what stolen valor means, for those
that don't know,
it means that you're a civilian pretending to be in the military to gain some type of financial discount or financial reward, or a kind of like a hey, thanks for being in the military type thing, like gratitude, respect from other people.
Yeah,
like faking it. And that's probably the worst that's happened to me is by far. that I actually put out the other day, man. I'll give somebody $20 to tell me who the guy is. I'm not gonna threaten him. I just want to know who it is. But at the end of the day, it was a fake account. I'll never know who it was unless he comes forward or unless his friend comes forward.
Right.
But no, nobody's ever physically threatened to physically harm me in any way.
Right.
But I think that a smart thing to do with anybody that's watching this, with the way that the hobby's going and people pulling guns and people fighting and putting trackers on cars, if y'all are going to sell cards, don't put your home address.
Right.
All right. It's getting to the point now. There was a post yesterday, I think. Somebody's house got broken into and they stole slabs.
Right. I saw that. Yeah.
So the guy knew the guy or something. He had the guy's phone number or something and waited for the guy to leave, went to his house, stole all the things. So if you're selling cards on eBay or whatever social media site or marketing site, try to use a P.O. box or something. Don't use your home address. It's getting to the point now where it's not worth it, man. It's not worth putting your home address to the people you love in harm's way.
Right, and it seems like you see so many people returning things on eBay and then blowing them up on Instagram, and it's becoming a battlefield, man.
Green, it's a business. It's a business for a lot of people now, and that's one thing that people need to understand is you don't know what somebody's going through financially or physically or mentally in life.
Yeah,
maybe the only way they can make money right now is to flip cards.
Right.
That or who knows, man? You never know. It's a crazy world out there. In order for somebody to put a tracker on somebody's car, they have to be going. They're not like just living every day happy. They're going through something in order to compensate and make some money.
Right, and that's just the danger that I think friends and maybe supporters of yours worry about is that some of us, a lot of us agree with you, but we worry that you're on this kind of slippery slope where you're calling out one thing, which is great, but we, like you said, we kind of don't know what everybody else is going through or like what kind of dangers that they're in, and so many of us don't kind of put that out there.
No, it's true. There's two things that happened recently that kind of like opened my eyes a little bit, and there was one somebody sent me a screenshot of somebody trying to sell some retail product, and me being me, I'm like, I'm on it. I'll go check it out. And when I went to this guy's page, man, you could tell that this guy wasn't flipping to make money and screw people over. Like he was flipping to like put food on the table.
Right.
Like he had a whole bunch of kids. This was his job was to go in line and get stuff and sell it. He wasn't going.
Right.
He wasn't using coding and bots to get it from online and then flip it. Like he would go to the store in the morning, get his stuff, sell it, and then what really like just kind of like made me think about it was his bio was just like a list of all his kids. I love you, and I'm gonna do everything to provide for you. And that was just like, damn, like a lot of people out here are really doing this as a means to make money. It's a business. Right. And then another thing that opened my eyes up to the other side of that spectrum is I was at a card shop the other day, and there was a little kid trying to buy a box of, I'm not really familiar with Pokemon, but he was trying to buy a box of Pokemon cards. Yeah. But the kid didn't have enough money, so he was kind of asking his dad, like, what all does he need to do to earn extra money for the Pokemon cards?
Sure.
And what kind of made me mad was it's the same Pokemon cards that he could go get from Walmart for a hell of a lot cheaper.
Right.
But they're not there. They're not at Walmart because there's adults going out there and buying it all. And this was a kid. I'm talking like a 10, 11-year-old kid trying to get Pokemon cards with his savings that he saved up. And he couldn't have. I'm sure his dad worked out a deal or something, I didn't want to intrude. It sounded like it was like a financial learning lesson for the kids, so I didn't want to intrude and be like, hey, I have a giveaway, screw hard work and labor. So I let the guy do his thing and teach his kid a lesson about life and money. So, but that's, you got the guy that's doing it to make money, and then you got the kids that are just trying to like get Pokemon cards. Because for kids, a lot of younger kids, it's Pokemon. Like my son, he's into Pokemon.
Okay.
And as we move down the road, it might transition into sports cards. Who knows?
Right.
Or Hot Wheels. I don't know what it's going to be.
Right.
He's a ninja. He's a ninja. So
hopefully it's not something big, like not bicycle.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy.
But okay, so yeah, I think we sort of talked about kind of the moral ambiguity, but I guess I'm curious about the drive, because I know this. I know that you have a job. I know that you're dangling up in the air very high with terrifying views. So
They're beautiful.
to you, I'm sure. I get terrified every time I look at your posts. So is it? So it's not. So the card thing isn't. It's not a career for you. It's just. Is this a hobby? Would you consider it a hobby?
It's just a hobby. It's just something I like to do, man. Like when I travel, that's why I'm the traveling card shop. Like when I travel, my cards go with me, and when I'm sitting bored, I'm flipping through my cards. I'm looking at cards. I've already looked at these cards 100 times. I know what I have.
Yeah, no.
But I go back through it again, or I try to put them in order. And to me, it's like just sitting there organizing cards, or looking up at how much is this card, and putting this card in a penny sleeve, or card art, And it's not really like, it's not a career for me. I have a career, and that's what kind of aggravates me about these whole people's outlook and aspect of they're saying that they're hustling by standing in line. Because standing in line is not standing in line at the store or using a computer to get you product online. That's not hustling. That's not That's not getting up before the sun and busting your ass every day, putting in 12 hours of work, sweating your ass off. That's hustling. That's grinding. That's making money. That's paying bills. People are like, "Oh, well, you're just mad because you're lazy." If I was lazy and I didn't care about money, I wouldn't be climbing 300-foot towers and putting my life on the risk every single day to make some money. So trust me, I know what hustling is and what hard work is, and going out there and getting it and grinding. So that's what just aggravates me, man. It's like, oh, you're just being lazy. You're just jealous. It's like, I can't go to the store because I'm working. I'm 300 feet in the air.
Right.
I can see you at Target. I'm up here. I can see you at Target. Give me that blaster from the shelf.
Yeah, I can see you in the parking lot waiting.
Yeah, I can see you all lined up. Just give me a blaster. I'll send you $50. Don't have to tell nobody. We'll keep it a secret.
Do you think that's a generational thing, though?
I don't, man. I don't. Okay. I think it's the COVID thing has an impact on it.
For sure.
A lot of people are unemployed. Social media has a big impact on it. Huge influencers like Gary Vee has an impact on it. Now you have the actual athletes themselves collecting cards of themselves, posting pictures. That has an impact on it.
Sure.
So cards, dude. I went to Target when I went to Target last week, and I was able to get my hands on a Select blaster, which was awesome, by the way. $20.
Nice.
Awesome.
Is that how much they are? $20.
$20, yes, and people are flipping them for $120 on here. Yes, that's why I get so mad at people. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that later in another question. But there was so many different walks of life in that line. It wasn't just like It wasn't. But you know what wasn't there? Kids, because it was 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
Those kids got school. Yeah.
Kids got school, so it was a lot of older kids, not older kids. It was a lot of teenagers, adults. There was mothers out there.
Wow.
There was people. There was a lady there that worked at the hospital because she was wearing scrubs. So it's like it's not just limited to people that are watch sports or do things like that.
Sure.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah. At least the woman in the scrubs, though. She just finished working.
She finished work.
And she's in line at Target. Poor woman.
And she's in line, maybe she's buying something for her kid, or maybe her husband's like, hey, go get this, see if you can go get a blaster. But a lot of people are after Pokemon cards. I don't know much about Pokemon cards, but a lot of people were at my Target for Pokemon cards.
Well, for me locally, it was like the Pokemon were like the last thing to go. It was like football disappeared, then basketball, then baseball, then Pokemon. So we're like down here in Florida, it's like one per customer.
Yeah.
But
that's where it was. That's where it was in my. It gets man. Like people are like wanting to fight the employee, and the employee's just trying to do his job. It's ridiculous.
And I think that you maybe calling it out a couple months ago maybe started it, but I would argue that it was going to happen either way. Like like how Target and is starting to do caps now on items, and there are those signs that are like, because everybody was acting like a jerk, now nobody can get anything. And I'm going
Yep.
like, and I think Fresh is getting 90 messages a day, like saying how much of a jerk he is. And
I
had he
do.
just waited and not said anything, Target would have done it anyway.
I didn't. That's like I said. Like I didn't create this page to call people out. Like it
Right.
wasn't about that. And I don't even know how the whole thing started with calling people out. But to this
Yeah.
day, I still get messages about people and their breaks and scamming. And I'm like, dude, if you have to like, if they don't have a picture of them buying it from Walmart or Target, I don't see an issue with it.
Right. Yeah.
Because you can go on eBay and buy it for $120 right now,
Sure.
a blaster,
Yeah.
and then try to do a break on it or try to flip it. So if
Right.
and even if and what I want people to understand is, even if you are buying it from Walmart or Target, I don't care. I don't hate anybody because they buy it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just move in silence. It's not good business. Like I was telling somebody the other day, man, like a lot of places do price matching, right? You go to Walmart and you say, hey, Target has this for $10.
Right.
And Walmart's like, well, we'll give it to you for the same price.
Sure.
So let's give you two options here, right?
Okay.
You got a guy that went to Target and he bought a blaster for $20. All right. It's going to cost, you buy an 88-cent box from Walmart to ship it in, 88
Right.
cents.
Right.
It costs you about $8 to ship that box. You're looking at 29 $29.
Right.
Sell it for 50, 75 bucks. You make yourself $30 profit, maybe a little more, $55 profit.
Right.
All right. Or you got the other guy that's buying it for 20, selling it for 120. Who are you gonna message first?
Well, I'm gonna message the guy selling it for 55 or 80 or whatever.
Right? And then you're gonna end up telling your friend, hey, I just got this blaster from this guy for $80.
Yeah.
And then
sure.
your friend's gonna tell somebody else, I just got the blaster from this guy for $80.
Right.
And then you already know, like you're gonna go back to the guy that's got it for 80 and see if he has another one before you go back to the guy with 120.
For sure.
So like people want to. I see it so many times, man. Like people, literally, like they're just going into the store just to get the product to flip it, and then
Right.
at the end of the day, they're stuck there saying. At the end of the day, they're stuck there saying like, anybody want this? Need to sell it quick. Like you obviously didn't need to buy it. You bought it to make money, and now you're stuck with it.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, it's so I mean, it's just, you're right. It's a more organic way to build customers and to develop a following, and it's a good business model. But it sucks that people have to like go through the hard stuff, to learn it. We're not learning it all.
No, and that's the thing. Like, dude, what people need to understand is like, I didn't know anything about. I didn't know anything except for 1990 Don Russ and Tops when I came back to the hobby in 2018.
Right.
And I didn't know about penny sleeves and top loaders and slabs and comps and what a Raz was, what a break was.
Right.
I didn't know about any of that. It's all learning things. And then I had to go and I explain those things to people.
Right.
And it's just everybody starts with no followers. When you create an Instagram page, you're at 0.
Right.
And so it's a learning experience. Everybody grows as time progresses. Unless you're using bots or whatever, then
right.
More power to you, and I hope your shit gets all messed up. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I'm trying so hard to ignore all these comments.
Dude, I am too, man. A lot of these people that are saying things are people that I've called out before, so that's why they're talking crap. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. If they're still on here, when you hop off, I'll invite them on the live and see if they want to talk to me in person. So it'll be fun.
Well, we're not trying to. I will respond to one thing. We're not trying to spread negativity here. We're trying to be objective and say how things are, and people have their own opinions. And
exactly,
you are entitled to your opinion, and I'm entitled to mine. And I am, man. I gotta condone you for saying the things that that I want to say that maybe my 800 followers won't listen to. But for someone to say it and for people to respond to it. Hey man, do you have like a backup team? Do you have an assistant that like keeps track of your social media or anything like that, or is it just you?
No, I wish I had an assistant. It's ridiculous, man. If I was to be able to put like a little video right here of my DMs, it would just be me going like this just for today.
Wow.
And that's not to say like, oh, I got a whole bunch of followers. Like, no, I just have a lot of people that message me and ask me questions or message me. Like, I have people messaging me like, hey, is my break price good? Is my break is this good? Do you think I should lower this? Is this a real card? How much would you sell this for? What is a Raz? And it's just, some people ask me just how my day is going. Some people just message me to check in, you know. So I just have DMs after DMs. I wish I had, you know, what's crazy is I wish, like, a part of me just wishes I had somebody to go through and just read my messages for me and tell me what's relevant, what's not. But the other part of me doesn't want that, because then it's not fresh out the pack anymore. It's not fresh. It's an assistant that's doing my work for me, and then you might get my reaction, like my honest opinion on something, or you might not. So no, yes and no. It would be nice to have somebody else do half the shit for me. Like, maybe have somebody take the stuff to the post office for me, you know, or I don't know, maybe check my DMs, but then it won't be fresh. It won't be me.
Well, and I think people just sort of, at least, even if they disagree with you, or even if they throw shade your way, like, I just at least want them to appreciate, like, how many messages you get, and, you know, that you work all the time, and that you have a full-time job, and that you've served, and that, like everything, it seems, with your page, that what starts off as a snowball, you know, ends up becoming a big avalanche. And I know, and I get that impression. It's never your impression to start like that.
No, man, I don't know how the whole calling people out thing started, but I get messages every single day, every day.
Yeah.
And then me being me, I try to respond to it, and I'm like, all right, I'm on it. I'm gonna go check it out.
Right. And is that driven from being in the armed services for so long, or do you think it's just something that you sort of already had?
It's just, man, I don't know. I really don't know why I'm on. Like, I want to fix the problem, because that's who I am as a person. Like, I want to fix things, and I don't want nobody to hate me. You know, nobody wants people to hate them.
Sure.
You know, people want to have friends. So I'm not doing this because I don't want people to follow me, or I don't want friends, or I want hate in the community. Like, that's not what I want at all. I just want people to acknowledge the fact that, you know, you're buying these things you're not even collecting at this point. You're just freaking buying things just to flip it, to make a whole bunch of money. And people are like, oh, you're just mad. You're mad at hustlers. I'm like, you're not hustling. You're really not.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. I want these little kids to understand, man, like, when they get out of school, you know, or if they're still in school, standing in line at Target and Walmart is not a job.
Right.
You're not going to make money and pay your bills and have a successful career and be able to take care of your family by flipping blasters.
Exactly. Well, and that's just, you know? And it sucks that you want to reach everybody, but you just can't. You know?
And, like, I enjoy going to hobby shops.
Yeah.
And sometimes the hobby shops are freaking packed, and sometimes they're not.
Right.
You know, so it's like, maybe if Walmart and Target stops doing these things like they say they're doing, it'll bring more attention and more foot traffic back to these hobby shops, because you're either going to get it from the hobby shop, or you're going to get it from Panini or Tops, however they're going to figure out how all that's going to work out. I don't even know if it's true yet, but the rumors are Target isn't going to be doing it no more, selling cards anymore.
Well, I mean,
so who knows if that means that they're going to stop selling it online as well?
Right. Who knows? Yeah. I mean,
who knows what's going to happen?
Right. I mean, altogether, you know, like we were talking about before this interview, you know, like, Target doesn't like losing money. They don't like people waiting in line to buy their product to turn around and sell it for a profit. You know, like, so to me, it's one of those things that was bound to happen. You know, it's just sort of like
the Sexy Dobbs guys. He's gonna go live. Sexy Dobbs, you're gonna go live with me later if you're still on here. We're gonna talk.
Okay. Sexy Dobbs. I'm sure he's a swell person.
I'm sure he's a great guy.
Yeah. So I mean, to that, you know, like, I would just argue, like, that it was going to happen regardless. You know, like, it sucks that it had to take, like, assaults and gun charges and parking lot robberies for it to, like, and like you said, tracking the vendors.
Dude, tracking vendors. Like, it's got to the point where people are tracking vendors.
Like, that's
putting
like
a tracker on somebody's car to find out when they're going to be there.
Like,
camping out. camping
Right.
out. I mean, I understand the camping out thing. People have been doing that for years with the
Sure.
shoe scene, collecting shoes and video games.
Concerts.
I was a kid trying to get Halo when it first came out in like
Yeah.
2003, whenever that shit was.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that, and pre-order it, and then you want to go and get it. Like I understand that, but I
Right.
didn't buy it and then turn right around to the door and be like, all right, I got it. Who wants it? $120 right here.
Right. Just got that $69.99. Yeah.
And another thing is, man, my buddy Jake the Greater 8, same, like he told me, he's like, man, don't ever let nobody know like what you're holding. Like you don't want nobody to know what your prized possession is. Like that you have
Right.
19 or 20 LeBron James Topps Chrome PSA 10 rookie cards.
Right.
They don't need to know that you have. They don't need to know that you have 20 cards and where you live and your address.
Yeah.
People don't need to know that. You want to sell one, and then a month later sell another one. But they don't need to know that you have 20 of those cards stacked away in your dresser on the left-hand side of your room in Texas.
Right.
Just move in silence, man.
Yeah.
It's just people just want to flex, and it's getting crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the flexing thing, man, your arms get tired and you just end up getting robbed. So
Yeah,
that
and
ends up not
people
working.
People
And
used
I
to get
agree.
robbed of their shoes back in the day, and that's what's gonna happen with sports cards.
But man, I got my
It's crazy.
bike stolen with doing the same thing when I was a kid, so I know that routine. But okay, so I'm sure that you've got some more conversations heading your way this evening. So let's talk about good people in the hobby. Let's talk about people that you can vouch for, that you would vouch for. It doesn't even, and no hurt feelings if anybody doesn't get mentioned. It's not.
Man, so I got everybody that's donated to me, obviously for the kids giveaway,
Sure.
is over there in the box over here. But people like you got people like Jake the Greater 8, super talented guy,
Oh,
freaking
Bill.
card
Bill
art.
Williams.
Yeah, card art. He raps. He sells things. JK Sports Cards, great guy. He's a military guy as well.
Okay.
He's always doing giveaways and things like that. JR Wavy is cool, super cool guy to talk to. I don't really think I'm not sure if he sells things, but he does. You can hit him up and be like, "Yo, can you make me a custom Shaq card?" And he'll freaking make you one.
Nice.
And it's awesome. One
Sure.
off. Kev's Cards, same thing. He's a good. He makes cards. He sells cards. Whale of a Pool is a great if you want to go find somebody for breaks. Whale of a Pool is good.
I've heard about Whale of a Pool. Okay.
I've been following Whale of a Pool for a while, and I don't even know if they know that I used to follow them like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, whenever they first started out.
Okay.
But they're pretty big now.
Yeah.
Cardboard Ballers is super dope, man. He's an older guy,
Okay.
maybe a little bit older than me. Super old school, man. Like he'll just straight up tell you like how it is, and if you don't like it, you can just click the unfollow button. Super old school guy.
Sure.
I have my buddy Josh Snowballing Cards. I always send him my cards for submissions. He does he's a great guy.
Okay.
If you want to do like submissions to PSA, I think he does PSA back at HGA as well, but it's so hard to get into HGA.
Yeah.
There's this kid on here that makes some hilarious freaking videos about the hobby. Luca Nation Cards.
Okay.
I remember his name now, Luca Nation. He's always posting funny things.
Okay.
Jack the Ripper, he's a cool guy. He's always posting sweet razzes. He donates Jack to charity. And
That guy. Yeah.
Peter Pac-Man is hilarious. I don't know if you know who Peter Pac-Man is. He's hilarious.
Okay.
And then all these people that donated to the kids giveaway, man, that I have in this box over here.
Sure.
There's so many great people in the hobby that go unnoticed because they have 3,000 followers, 2,000 followers,
Right.
and
Or they're
you get these other huge breakers that have 30,000 followers, and so why would they go to a breaker that has 4,000 followers when they got this other guy that's got 30,000?
Right.
And it's crazy.
Well,
There's more people out there. Just explore.
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, it's about reaching out and making friends with people and connections and whatnot.
For sure.
All right. I think we okay. And if I find 3 boxes of the same product in retail, what should I do with them?
I have my motto is rip one for yourself,
Okay.
flip one, not for a crazy ass profit, but flip one and then keep one.
Okay.
Rip one, flip one, keep one. That's the way I say it. But it's to the point now where I can't find 3 to save my life.
I can't find 3 in my state.
I can't find 3, so right now I'm just stuck at the rip one phase. So
There it is. If you find one, rip it. Yeah, man.
I just rip it. Yeah. I can't find another one. I've offered people, like $50. I know you just got it for 20. Like,
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think I saw that post. But all right, well, cool, man. So we got rip one, flip one, and keep one.
for sure.
All right, my brother. Well, I think that'll do it for the first interview. Hopefully, we'll do this again. We'll talk some more next time. We'll just talk a little more shop, I guess.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it.
All right, cool, man. Hey, man, thanks for the interview. I appreciate it, and we'll get this video out there, brother.
All right, sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right, man. See ya. All right, my folks. That was fresh, and I'm going to call it now. And thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. And sorry we didn't respond to everything, but we just wanted to kind of just have a solo conversation. But